Let's say you're going to have a swimming pool built. Well, I'm a swimming pool specialist, and the things that I would have included with the pool that I have built will probably be different than the things that you include with your pool build plans. And maybe you might find it interesting to hear what I would include with my swimming pool and what I would exclude specifically. So I'm going to give you three examples of each of these. So we'll start with the things that I would add. So something that I would definitely add to my swimming pool, provided I had the budget for it, is an automatic pool cover. This is something that you can add after the fact to an existing swimming pool, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't work the same, it doesn't look the same, and it's just definitely not as good. And that means if you have the budget, if it's something you want, you kind of have to build it integral with the initial pool design. And when you do, that's the best. And why do I want an auto cover above everything else? Well, I'm a safety minded individual, and safety is the paramount reason that I like automatic pool covers because it's a physical restriction to access to the water. It's as simple as turning a key, which makes it easy to use, being that it's easy to use. People are more likely to use it consistently. And then there's a host of benefits like thermal benefits to the tune of like 90 or 95% improvement in your heat retention. And that means less chemicals as well, because that's less water evaporating from your swimming pool. Overall, it's a win from an efficiency standpoint, from a safety standpoint, makes it a slam dunk for me. It's not cheap. It's going to cost you a bundle of money, but hey, you're installing a pool. So apparently you have a bundle of money, and I'm helping you spend it by saying, look into an automatic pool cover. Since we're talking about automatic stuff, I would add an automatic water fill unit to any modern swimming pool installation. So this is a device that's going to help to make sure that the water level in your pool remains consistent. Traditionally speaking, the water would evaporate, and it happens pretty quickly in some areas. And then you're dragging out a hose a few times a week and having to fill up your pool. And don't forget that you got the hose running, or now you overfilled the pool and you're causing all sorts of havoc. So, an automatic water fill unit is a great thing to add because it's not very expensive at all. I mean, it's a couple of bucks to add a water line service to get to your water fill unit, which is often mounted on the side of the pool wall. Though I think there are digital units available now, which you can remotely mount with within your equipment set, like your pump filter location. You can install a digital unit there, which will actuate a solenoid, which will add water to the pool at your equipment location versus at the pool side itself. So ultimately, the idea here is if the water level in the pool drops too low, you could have a problem where your pool pump runs dry or stops running because the water level is too low. And an automatic water fill unit alleviates that concern. Since I'm talking about it, I'll mention the one concern I have with an autofiller is, let's say you had a pool leak. What if you had a terrible pool leak? Would you notice? Because the water fill is going to be replenishing and replenishing, and there's going to be signs because water temperature is going to be funny. There's certain chemical indicators that you might test and notice, like your cyanuric acid level going down. That shouldn't happen, but if the pool's leaking and replenishing with fresh water, it could happen. And if you don't notice that, you could go through an awful lot of water, which is both expensive directly because you're paying for the water service to your home, but also where's that water going and what's it doing? Is it maybe undermining or causing damage to something else? Because if it is, you can pretty much count on whatever that damage is. It ain't cheap to fix it. So buy an autofill for your swimming pool installation, but note in your maintenance cycle that you periodically need to turn off the autofill and monitor the pool for water loss, and or check your water bills regularly to make sure you're not using a horrific amount of water suddenly. Really, I just like to turn off the autofill valve every now and again and make sure that the water level in the pool more or less holds consistent. So, what else am I going to get for my swimming pool installation that you might not be getting? Well, I am absolutely positively going to pay extra and get a variable speed pool pump. When you get a price from the local pool store to have a pool installed, they are very worried about sticker shock because pools are expensive and you very likely are going to see the price and okay, either forget about it or I'll talk to you in 10 years, something like that. So they go out of their way to make that purchase price number as low and attractive as possible to increase the likelihood that you sign on board to have them install the pool for you. The problem with this is this doesn't necessarily align with your best interests, because something like a variable speed swimming pool pump can and will save you substantial amounts of money over a single speed swimming pool pump, but it's going to cost you a couple extra dollars up front. If you don't specifically ask for it, you probably, very likely, could be receiving a single speed pool pump, which will work, but it'll cost more than it should, and it'll be loud, and it's an antiquated piece of equipment that might actually technically not be legal to be using in your area, because as of 2021 in the summer, we're not supposed to be using single speed pumps for filtration anymore in any swimming pools anywhere. It's supposed to be variable speed swimming pool pumps only until the stock of single speed pumps runs out. When that will happen, who knows? You should just know, as a pool owner, you want a variable speed swimming pool pump because you respect money and you want to invest in the longevity and efficiency of the pool that you're buying. For me, there is not a question in mind. I would 100% include a variable speed swimming pool pump with any swimming pool installation that I had at my property. Okay, that was the fun stuff, the stuff that I would get. So let's talk about three things that I wouldn't get, because these might be things that you're thinking about. So the first one, and I always hear, boo, hiss, whatever. I say don't get a waterfall. And the average pool owner hears that, and or the average homeowner thinking about getting a pool hears that, and they're bummed out because, they wanted to have a waterfall. They had this vision of this awesome thing, and I totally get it. You're having a pool installed, it's a crazy big deal, and you want to have all the bells and whistles installed. But the problem is that pools are punishingly expensive. And we're going to be spending money like it's free, I guarantee you, when we're building a pool. And when you start talking about, well, build me a waterfall too, like we're bolting on something to your pool which might cost 5, 10, 20, $30,000. Who knows how much? How big of a waterfall do you want? Does it need independent, suction and return? And there's all kinds of stuff to consider. And the bottom line is that you don't need it. It's not good for the pool. In fact, the more you run it, the worse it is for your water chemistry, because your pH is going to be going up depending on the materials that you use, often stone. You're going to be leaching minerals from the stone, which are going to be depositing into the pool, not doing you any favors. And you know what? I'm going to speak frankly when I say that the average pool builder is not a good waterfall builder. It's just not something they do well. Like, I mean, they'll definitely cash your check. And if you ask, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, waterfalls, you betcha. Where do you want it? Would I have it done in my house? I don't think so. The average waterfall being built leaks, and it's built poorly, and it's not supported properly because they're heavy, and they don't account for the fact that you've got stagnant water in the lines for long periods of time. And if it's just not something that I endorse. And when you're spending money like crazy already having a pool installed, how can you justify such a thing to bolt on? I say just omit it entirely. And if we have to meet in the middle and compromise here, I say to you, look, show me what you want. Oh, a great big stone waterfall. Okay, let's install some sonotubes in the ground with some concrete support pillars. Let's run some plumbing lines underground now so that you'll have everything that you need to run this waterfall later, 5 years from now, when you install it, when you can come up with another 30 grand to install a giant feature like that. And further to that effect, I would say that maybe the pool builder and the waterfall builder, not necessarily the same company, because I think I would want somebody who specializes in waterfalls. Let's say something happened to me, I couldn't do my own pool, but I had all this money and I wanted a pool. Again, I doubt the very best guy to build the pool or person to build the pool is not the very best person to build the waterfall. It seldom is the case. It's kind of a unique, standalone niche subject. And so perhaps separating the two is a good idea. And the benefit being is that you can also separate the budget. You can spend more now focusing on a quality pool package, and you don't have the waterfall now, but there's provisions in place so that we don't have to jackhammer open your pool deck to install one later. So let's talk about something else that I probably would not have installed if I were having a pool installed at my house and I were not doing it myself. I would probably omit an in-floor cleaning system. And you might be thinking, why? Like, sounds great. What's the problem? And the problem to me is simply that An in-floor cleaning system, first of all, it is a great thing. It does work well. They're technically complex. You got to take some training to understand exactly how they work and how to lay out the zones properly for maximum effect. But ultimately, they will vastly reduce the amount of manual vacuuming that you need to do in the pool. I totally get it. Also, we're going to have like a half a mile of 2.5 inch PVC pipe buried below the floor of your swimming pool. I was a plumbing specialist. Of all the things that I did, the plumbing was the thing that made me kind of rise to the top in the industry. And I tell you what, the average person is not cutting the mustard to me when it comes to the materials they're using, the technical process they're using when they're solvent welding PVC. And inch and a half, 2 inch, they're kind of easier to work with. When you get to 2.5 inch, most people, the average pool technician out there, doesn't really work with 2.5 inch or larger. So right away, we're not in their, in their zone here. We're kind of like stepping outside their comfort zone and asking them to do, half mile of 2.5 inch rigid PVC, heat bended, buried in the floor, below the floor of your swimming pool. What if you had a problem there? What's the serviceability like of that? Well, I'll tell you what, the serviceability looks like deleting that zone that's leaking. That's what the serviceability looks like. Because otherwise, you're jackhammering open the floor of your pool and finding the leak, and hopefully it's an isolated leak and not a systemic leak due to some sort of flaw in the technical process or something like that. And for my money, I just don't endorse it. And here's one of the reasons why I rationalize this. The average person who has the extra money to consider an in-floor cleaning system in their swimming pool, like, probably, are you going to be out there cleaning the pool yourself, or do you pay a company to take care of the pool, maintain the chemistry, monitor the water quality, brush, vacuum, stuff like that? Because if you do that, for sure, forget about the in-floor cleaning system. You are just spending extra money to make your maintenance company job easier. If you are going to be doing the work yourself, okay, I agree, it's definitely going to make your life easier there, but I would be worried about the quality of the installation. I'll say this: if it were done properly and you had the best skilled hands installing your in-floor cleaning system, yes, you can do it. You can expect longevity. It should work no problem. You are going to have to run a fairly powerful pump at a fairly high RPM to provide the amount of pressure needed for the floor valves to pop up and spray that water, and for your in-floor cleaning system to do its thing. So it's, efficient swimming pools and in-floor cleaning systems are kind of, in two different directions for me. And I really, really like efficient swimming pools because inefficient swimming pools suck and they cost a ton and they don't need to. So for my money, I would avoid the in-floor cleaning system. And that's, I'm sure I'd hear a lot of feedback from other people who disagree, including industry professionals who stand and swear by them. And I respect your opinion on that. I'm just saying, for mine, if I wasn't doing the work myself, I just don't think that I would hire somebody and have them do that, because it's just not serviceable enough as a product. Okay, so the last thing that I wouldn't get is going to be deck jets. And this is different than a waterfall because that's how homeowners treat it. They treat it differently. If I say don't get a waterfall, they say cool and come back to me with a plan that includes deck jets. It's like, it's a waterfall. It's different. Okay, so it's different enough that I'm going to say I wouldn't get it because I see a lot of pools. Like, I'm not a one pool person. I see thousands of pools. And the average person with deck jets is not using them. They sit dormant. They might sit dormant for 6 months at a time. And if you turn them on, holy smokes, let me tell you, you are not going to enjoy the smell of the water that comes out of those nozzles, because they're just sitting there stagnant, full of water, and creating this horrible bacteria. And that's most pool owners. If you're sitting here saying, "No, I love deck jets and we're going to use them all the time," well, then you're the exception to the rule. Install them, but use them like crazy. If you're getting deck jets purely because you're thinking, "Hey, I'm installing a pool, I want the pool to be fancy, right? Like, we got to bolt some stuff on here that makes it cool." Don't get the deck jets. You're probably not even going to use them. And then you spent extra money for no reason at all. And not even that, it's like a detriment to your pool in terms of, you could develop leaks, or you could have water chemistry issues as a result of the using them, or infrequency of using them. And it's just not worth it, in my opinion. So I hope you found this information helpful, things that I would get as a pool specialist and things that I would probably skip on if I were having a pool installed at my house. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.